Marcus Buckingham says this quote that I think is interesting. People leave managers, not companies. Why do you think that is? Are people not leaving the companies, but they're leaving leadership that they just really didn't believe in, or maybe it was a toxic situation? Where do you think that's coming from?
Yeah, I think that's historically been so very true. And, that quote has been floating around for so many years about people leaving their managers. I think it's because those are the people that have the most impact on their day to day. So if you work for a great boss who's engaging you in your work and engaging you inside the organization, it can be a very fulfilling experience. I mean, it's really hard to leave a boss you love, a boss that you feel invests in you, or a leader that cares for you. So I think it's easier to create loyalty if your team is bought in on the fact that you're bought in on them. And they're cared for at work. So I think, the manager's role in retention and employee satisfaction is huge. But I also think at this juncture, we're seeing a lot of people just leave organizations, and it has nothing to do with management. It has to do about, like we've talked about, it has to do about they just want to find different, more meaningful work, and it has nothing to do with their manager. They're leaving great managers because they're finding more fulfilling work, or more purposeful work, or more flexible work, or work for more money. I mean, right now, salaries in the market are extremely competitive. So I think the leave for manager will always be a thing, and I think the managers have the most impact on your employee satisfaction and retention, but we're also seeing a lot of just leaving organizations.
Yeah. For the small business owner out there, they might be hearing all this and they're a little freaked out going, Tricia, I can't lose the people I have. Hiring is really hard right now. It's hard to find good people who care, who have the talent, who have the passion, who are on mission. So I want to talk about this idea of loyalty that you mentioned and engagement. How can we lead through the right expectations and create that engagement? What part for you in your journey did that role and those expectations have in leveling you up from assistant to CEO?
Yeah, engagement and what we reference as relational capital are huge when it comes to employee loyalty and retention. And so there are so many parts and pieces that can go into manager loyalty, manager retention, employee retention as it relates to the relational part of your work in your team. And so we at Belay spent a lot of time investing in our employees as whole team members. And so we're super mindful that all of our team members are have their KPIs and their performance metrics, but they are married by all of the soft things and how they show up. So how we like to look at measuring great organizational health for us is employee engagement. And for us, employee engagement is the marriage of two things. It's their performance and their satisfaction equally. And so if you, as an organization, a leader, a business owner, are spending an equal amount of time on both, I think you'll find that you have a very committed, loyal, engaged team. So you're equally focused on, are they achieving the job? Are they achieving their metrics? Do they have key performance indicators in place that are so clear they know where to march towards? But in addition to that, are they satisfied in their work? Do they enjoy what they're doing? Do they have work-life balance? Do they have the flexibility they want? Are they doing the work they enjoy doing? Do they have a good relationship with their peers or inside the team, with you? Do you have open, candid conversation? So I think if you take both of those pieces and you put them together equally, you wind up in a place where you have thriving, healthy organizations and teams. And I think now more than ever, as we've talked about, your employee is more focused on the am I satisfied part. And so there's options out there. So if you want to keep and retain your employees, focusing on their satisfaction is important. So as a manager, it may be doing new and different things on how you invest in your team and care for them. And there's so many different things that could be brought into the mix depending on what you're specifically talking about. But it could be global team things like interjecting more fun into your culture. It could be more communication and collaboration. It could be on-site team meetings. There's so many different options with which you can engage with people. I think it's just being really intentional that you're deciding you will engage with them for the sake of giving them great satisfaction working for you in your organization.